So I was in the gardening center the other day, and I walked by the section that had these trees, and they were all these smaller trees that you could plant to have eventually a larger tree, and they were beautiful. And I thought about how absolutely fantastic they would look in my yard around my house. But then I said, well, yeah, but then I'll plant them, and then I have to wait for years, and I'll probably never see them to their full beauty because they should have been planted about 20 years ago if I really wanted to enjoy it. Why am I telling you this? Well, hey everyone, Dr. Jones here with your weekly message. And this week, I want to talk to you about planting trees. You see, when I looked at those trees and thought, oh, they should have been planted 20 years ago, and left them, I was basically walking out on the beauty that I could have seen in my yard the very next day with just a little care, because they say that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. You know what the second best time is? Today. And I started to think about other things in my life that I may have or should have done 20 years ago and started 20 years ago, and where I might be today if I had. And that's what I want you to do this weekend. I want you to think about all of the things that you say you should have started before. Now, it doesn't have to be 20 years ago. It could be 5 years ago. It could be last year. Take some time and think about that thing. What's your tree? What should you have done before where you would have been in a different spot today, but maybe you procrastinated? Maybe something else took precedent. Maybe you just had it as a passing thought and moved along with your life. But now you're thinking to yourself, gee, I wish I did that. Well, the second best time is to do it now. So whether it's a goal that has to do with education, work, personal life, anything. Do you want to read more? Do you want to pick up a new skill, a new craft? Do you want to get a different job? Do you want to somehow better yourself in some way that you said, man, if only I did that? Insert whatever time you want into that space. So instead, do it today, or do it as soon as possible. Just don't keep putting it off, because tomorrow never comes. So make sure you actually get to what you want to do now. Because remember, the best time to start would have been 20 years ago. You're right. Walk away from that. It's a negative thought that if you hold on to it, you're never going to do it. You're going to dismiss it and leave. Instead, start that now. Identify your tree and go after it. Well, that's all I have for this week. I hope you find your trees, and I hope you go after them today, like I said. Thanks for taking the time. I never take it for granted. Remember, be purposeful, especially when you're finding your trees. Act with integrity and continue to build your character. Have a great week.